the March 9th, 2026 Planning Board meeting. If we could please first stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So I just want to start tonight with an announcement, which for some people is very happy, and for I think us up here is quite sad. Mr. John Tegeter is retiring from the town of Yorktown after over 28 years of service. Exactly. I know John's not going to be far away. You know, it's right down the street. I remember as a much younger person signing on to the Conservation Board, and John meeting us at the Yorktown Diner for coffee in the morning to kind of update us on some of the projects that were in front of the planning board. You've always been there. If anybody needed anything, you're absolute pleasure to deal with, and it's such an honor to be doing with you for so long. And you're going to be missed by everybody in this town. And when you drive through town, I know, at least I know, and I see all your great work, you and your team that you've put together. You know, it's amazing how fast time goes. But when you look around how much you've gotten done for this great town, and, you know, I truly appreciate it as one person. Anybody else wants to add in?
Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
No, you're a gem, John. You're going to be missed.
If we let you go.
Yeah.
Get the lasso.
Well, the impressions we make last beyond our years.
Oh, you're right down the street, right?
Yeah, I'll be right down the street.
Right, so you're not
So you
far
could still meet us for coffee.
I can haunt still.
away. All right, so we have some correspondence. Anybody want to discuss anything in there? Most of it is.
It's all opposition to cell tower.
Yeah. Okay, we have meeting minutes from March 2nd, 2026 meeting. Any additions, comments, corrections?
No comments.
Do we have a motion to approve the meeting minutes of March 2nd?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're going to go.
Which I abstained because I wasn't here.
Yes, you were in Florida.
Yeah.
Enjoying yourself. We're going to go into the regular portion of the meeting. We do have to add one item, which we had what I will call a misstep at the last meeting. This is for the Colangelo subdivision, 380 Downing Drive LLC. There were no issues last time, but we did not declare lead.
No,
Well, I got the wrong one?
this is
380 Downing Drive.
the triangle,
Yes, 380 Downing Drive. That's what I have in front of you.
Yes.
turquoise.
See that? Sergio was throwing me off. Was that? Nothing, I'm giving you a hard time. For the resolution in front of us, do I have a motion to declare lead agency?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have a negative declaration dated March 9th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
And then we have a resolution approving an amended site plan for 380 Downing Drive LLC. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
All right, sorry for the issue there. Thank you for picking it up. First, on the regular portion of the agenda, we have the Dorchester Glen subdivision. Hello, Jorina.
Best wishes to John.
Thank you.
I hope retirement treats you well.
I hope so too.
A lot of history.
Yes.
A lot of history.
That was quick.
So we have a resolution for final approval. We finally got the health department to sign off on this, and we're at the. I just want to drag this over the finish line here. So we're there. I think we just have to get the inspection fees and bonds and in place, and we're all set. And we would ask you to approve the final resolution. Sign the plat if you can, and hold it until we get the fees in place, and then we can move to file that.
No
Any-
problem.
Any issues from the board?
No, none.
John?
No.
No issues here.
Counselor?
Nothing.
Nothing? All right, and we already declared lead and neg deck and all this, right? Nothing else in here. Goes quick too. All right, so in front of us, we have a resolution approving a stormwater pollution prevention plan and a tree permit for the Dorchester Glen subdivision. Do I have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Resolution carries.
Thank you.
You only had one thing on the?
I know, I'm shocked.
It's good because I have to run to Armonk now, to
Go to
North
Oh, looks
Castle,
like you'll be on time.
North Castle Planning Board, so.
Say hello to Adam.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Hi, Joe.
Good night, Joe.
Okay, next, we have a public hearing. This is for the Hearthstone Minor Subdivision. Location is 3138 Hearthstone Street. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing.
Motion.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
How you doing, guys?
How you doing? Dan Collins, Hudson Engineering. If I could get this open, because obviously it looks like it crashed on me. While that opens, since our last meeting, we have revised the plans per the comment letter we got from Dan Ciarcia. Essentially, that included us extending the sewer main to the northern property boundary, so that we can have future connections to the properties to the north, as well as providing an overflow for each of the stormwater systems, and as well as providing a new 10-foot easement along the side, the northern property line of Lot 8.1 in favor of Lot 8, for the piping of the overflow from that system to a discharge point along the eastern property boundary, where it's going to overflow across onto the town property, also per Dan Ciarcia's request. Aside from that, I think everything else is pretty much unchanged from the last submission, and hopefully we can get any additional feedback from you guys, or if there's any feedback from the public that might be here, happy to hear it.
Okay, thank you. It's a public hearing. Anybody from the
Well,
public?
before we go to the
Sorry.
vast number of people who are here for this, there may be some. I have a memo in our file from the Bureau of Fire Prevention, which I'd like you to address, because they're suggesting that there needs to be, and I quote, an emergency access driveway that meets section 511 of the fire code. I don't know what that means, and if
So-
you've
so
accommodated
essentially
that
the
in your
road-
drawings.
The road the driveway that accesses right now is kind of gravel, broken asphalt, dirt that goes all the way back to the end. Essentially, we would need to repave the entire length of the driveway, full depth pavement for the whole length, so that they could support an emergency vehicle getting back there to provide emergency access to the property.
Okay, so either your plans will be revised, or we'll put this in as a condition that you've
Yes.
agreed to meet. Is that
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Is it wide enough?
12 feet is the,
Okay.
I believe the minimum for New York State.
Anybody from the public wish to ask any questions or speak to the matter?
I own the adjacent property, so.
You gotta come up to the mic. Oh, you just looking?
Oh, I haven't seen any of the prints, that they're gonna be working on here, so. Can you step to the mic so the
Just so we could hear you.
TV, people watching? We wanna make you famous. I was invited.
You
I-
got, you
I
got the
ha-
notice in the mail?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure. I'm not privy to any of the information. I own the adjacent property, and I'd like to know some details that were going on here.
Can you just give us your name
Oh,
and,
your name for-
My name is Nicholas Cosentino,
thank you.
and I live at 3123 Hearthstone Street.
So you're looking for details in respect to what's going on next to your property?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they have your engineers in front of you and the owner?
All right, that
Plans up
and,
there.
and to the amount of congestion that's gonna be created there.
From the two houses?
Yes, sir.
So when you say congestion, you're talking about people, traffic leaving the driveway?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
That and, you know, the amount of services that are gonna be provided to them, too.
services in the way of,
Garbage pickup, mail delivery. I mean, since it's an easement, a right-of-way,
right,
You know, we have to take care of our own snow removal. I take care of my own part of the roadway.
Right.
So I'd like to get some details as to what their plans are.
Well, here are your guys that can give you those details.
Thank you.
All right. So just to give an overview, essentially this was a project that was before the board back in 2018. So basically, this was previously approved, 2 lots. Layout stays exactly the same as what was approved before. Sewer main extension all the way at the end, water main extension. The one thing that's now being done that wasn't done before is now that we're going to be paving the roadway all the way up, the common driveway all the way up. So basically from Hearthstone all the way up to here where it splits between the 2 houses. So that's the big change between this plan and the plan that was approved in 2018. The easement that was there has obviously been, I believe, refiled, and that would be a common driveway again. They would be responsible as well to help, take care of everything. From what I understand, garbage pickup is still at the end of at Homestead, so they'd still be, driving, bringing their garbage to the end of the street, unless there's something that AAA, you'd have to talk to them. I believe they're the
Carriage.
carriers for those areas. And other than that, I think, that's pretty much covers everything up to this point.
You want to talk
I
about,
prefer not to have my property paved.
Can, you got to address your
got it.
comments to us, please.
I prefer not to have my portion of the property paved.
Well, the fire inspector is saying it's unsafe to not have it paved. So it's an up,
Pertaining to which?
Can you just explain to us when you say your portion, what it,
Between the boundaries of my property, I prefer not to have it paved. Right now, it's item 4. Item 4 is so much easier to repair than asphalt. And I can prove it because Hearthstone Court, which runs right through their property, I can show you some nice little pictures I just took today about how it's all beaten up and the cost of repair. So, I mean, for me, that would be an unnecessary burden. I'm 74.
Well, is
Doesn't-
the easement passed through their property? Easement goes through your property? If you've got an easement through your property, you can't stop it.
Yes.
Yeah, the easement goes.
No, I'm talking about Hearthstone Court, because if you
Yes.
pave here, then what's going to happen here is the same thing that's happening to Hearthstone Court presently.
I mean, I can relook at the document but from what I read earlier, it is an easement, which means you have a shared right to it. And if the law requires, or
I'm not sure where he
they
is.
say that they require it, it's going to affect the entire road. I recognize item 4 is easier to tamper, it's easier to move. I understand that, easy to drop pipe if you want to leverage it in case water comes in, it can settle it. I totally agree with you in that. One of the things I'd like to maybe look a little closer is to see if it goes all the way through, or if it's just stopping in a portion, because I do know that there's some homes where it's partially paved and partially not. But we want to keep you as safe as we want to keep the other homeowners as well.
What lot do you have? Is it shown on your drawing?
This property right here? Right here.
What number?
Right where the hand is, right here. That's the house right here.
I can't, what number is it, do you know?
3123?
Bob, I don't think you have to do the driveway. Well, right, but I'm saying there's a place, usually, sometimes there's a place where there's a stop, where from that stop to the driveway, it could stay item 4, but to get it there, where the easement is, it has to be paved. I just have to look at the map on that,
Yeah, right.
because the
We'd
easement is
have
the
to review
access
it
point
again.
to their driveway.
Looked at it in a number of years. We
If you look up what an
didn't
easement is,
anticipate-
Oh, listen to one person at a time. I'm sorry.
I don't have that, what you're looking at, but I'm just saying an easement at times has a block up into a driveway. So what can happen is their driveway could be item 4, pavers, depending on what their lot is for permeable or whatnot.
Yeah.
But the easement, the road to their driveway, right, okay, thank you, legally has to remain paved. So then if there is a shared cost for the right-of-way,
Yeah.
that could be a different conversation. But as far as your driveway itself, because there would be a shared cost if there was any disruption to the easement as well. I think we just need to see that. I don't recall reading that it makes it go all the way to the door. And I guess legally, maybe you can tap into that.
Yeah, I don't have the plans in front of me, so I can't say for certain. Like you were saying, it depends where it would start and end the
Yeah.
easement. So that's the information that we would need to be able to give a complete answer.
Yeah, so we can get back to it.
An easement allows them to come
Okay,
on.
like I said, for me, that would be an unnecessary burden.
Burden, financial and expenditure burden. Maintenance, the whole nine.
Yes.
So
I hear you.
we're gonna look into the details of that easement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The legal team will do.
And if you want, you can call me anytime, and I will be glad to help you. I am a retired union carpenter, so I have experience.
Thank you.
If you
Okay,
could,
build us a bridge.
I've worked on a few.
I just need to know what property is
it's right here.
this that one? Okay.
It's on the side.
I see it now.
All right, so we'll review the details of the easement.
Okay.
We'll have the legal team look at it. If you could get your information to the planning department, so we can get in touch with you.
What information do you need from me?
You can
Just
give Nancy or
contact.
someone just your number,
Oh, yeah,
or an email if you like it, but a number's fine too.
I have all.
Okay, good. Yeah.
We should look at the easements.
Yeah,
Okay. I want to thank you all.
no
Oh,
problem.
thanks for coming.
Okay, thanks for coming over.
We appreciate your question.
Anybody else from the audience want to speak to? No. All right, so we're gonna have
Yeah, we
to,
have a question.
You have a question?
He has a question.
You wanna leave it open for 10 days?
yeah, we'll let Robin has a question.
I just had a question about the driveway easement. You have it going to the northern property line?
The, oh. Get out of here. We have the easement going up to this property line. We have a portion of this access easement going to here
Yeah.
to split, and then the rest of this is utility easement to the northern property.
Okay,
boundary.
just wanted to be sure that it's not also driveway.
Yeah,
to the
no,
property
that's-
line.
Yeah, that's gonna be a utility for just the sewer main all the way to the end.
Okay.
Anything else from?
I think we can close.
Leave it a written 10 days?
Yeah.
All right, so I have a motion to close the public hearing and leave an open comment period for 10 days.
A motion.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
See you next
All
time.
right, and we'll get that information.
Next time.
Thank you,
Nice
guys.
to see you, Jim.
Good night.
Kiss the family.
All right, we're going to move from the regular session into the work session. First on the agenda is the Fieldstone Manor. This is a discussion of amended major subdivision.
Nobody here.
We're here.
Where?
No, we're here. We can do business.
Notified.
Aaron said, talk to me.
Talk amongst yourselves.
All right, we have no applicant. Anything we want to bring up at this point?
Sure.
Fire away.
So, I read the Recreation Commission's memo. And it really presented a binary choice, and I think there's some more options we can think about. I'm all in favor of thinking ahead in terms of future potential uses for open space, even if we don't know exactly what the open space is going to be used for. So the applicant presenting a situation where they want to basically cancel out the recreation in-kind component and pay money instead, and therefore they get back 2 lots on those 8 acres. And my suggestion is, in an alternative, is for them to pay the town cash for the value of the improvements to that property that they didn't make. They didn't put courts in, they didn't put anything in there that anyone can use. So the rec commission and the town would get some money for that, but the town would then retain the land and use it for its own purposes later on, whether that be part for an ambulance corps building or for, recreational needs that may develop later on. I think is preferable. And that way we get something for the immediate needs of the recreation, maintenance and upkeep, and we get something for the future.
Isn't that a little bit like having your cake and eating it too?
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, I mean, because if the developer is saying they want to retain those lots for development and so they'll pay,
Yes.
Right.
in that case, the town's getting both things. You're getting control of the property So the builder cannot do what he intended to or desires, and we're getting cash.
How much cash?
That I don't know.
$10 or $10,000. I mean, I'm just saying, it's kind of like having your cake and eating it too. I mean, the builder wants to do that as an alternative to retain control or ownership of that property to develop. So, I mean, you're asking him to sacrifice, not only pay money, but then sacrifice the value of those lots.
Well, he already is
did that.
he's already under an obligation on our original resolution, not only to convey the land, but to improve it with facilities
Oh,
that
all
the
right, so he
public can
cannot,
use.
so based upon the previous approval, he cannot develop it.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm just suggesting instead of we don't need the improvements necessarily, but we could take the land, bank it or use it in the future, and get him to pay us for what he would have spent on the improvements that we required in the first place.
Understood.
Did
So
he did something out there already, though, right?
Not in that lot, those lots. He did other things, but not in that lot. He rebuilt the mansion, the Fieldstone house, the manor.
You know, I'm just throwing this out as a,
So,
Good
no, but
idea,
Aaron, my
he
question
did-
to you is,
Would the land go to
he
Parks
did
and
do
Rec?
work.
no, it goes to the town.
I know, but not under the auspices
Not on
of
those two
Park and Rec.
lots.
I don't know.
Because from what I understand, they don't want anything more.
They don't want parking.
I understand that, but we don't have to, it can just sit there for a while.
Yeah.
And some years later on, I always point to this example, when we bought, where the legacy fields are. I went out, the town board said, let's buy it. You know, and I bid on it, we got it, and it sat for many years before it was developed, but when the need arose, we got the use of it. And then the Rec Commission's memo talks about that. They said, we have a wonderful facility there, it's got a lot of value. But, 30 years ago, we didn't know what it was
Right.
gonna turn into.
Things change. But I think you're 100% right on the.
I haven't heard anyone
Yeah.
say that we don't have a need for recreation fields in this town. I mean, except maybe a developer.
Well, no, right now, they truly they want money to upkeep and improve what they have right
They
now.
need the money more than they want property.
But this doesn't put a
well, the
burden.
thing is this, if the site plan reads the basketball court and the tennis court, and the Parks and Rec could use a half football field dome, right, enclosed and beautiful, with parking for training that lacrosse players can go to, soccer players can go, multiple sport kind of facility, they may be interested in something like that, turfed and cleaned, low in maintenance and manageable on their books, because to build a TNA fund to do that takes a lot. Aaron's smiling. Takes a long time.
Takes time, yeah.
The cost of repair in general with open space, what I'm finding is until we speak with the town board about upping the need for open space and the maintenance of open space, it's becoming like beaver mansions and like it's creating a lot of swarms of water and whatnot because we're not planting nor seedlings that are drinking the water. We're not. So if you notice, all open space that's alongside roads is creating more corrosion. So we need to also, if we're going to leave things for open space for future innovators or creators, we also need to speak with the board about possibly investing more time in open space to maintain it. Because wetlands do get created. People think that wetlands just show up, like they're also created over time. And I think that we've got to be careful with that.
I think you see a lot of it up Route 6.
Oh, yeah.
But I also think that's where, and we keep talking about this tree fund, and I know part of that tree fund can't be towards the maintenance, I believe. And that was talked about maybe altering that at some point.
Yeah.
Well, the rec fees, I don't think, can go all towards maintenance either.
No, of course not.
Right.
They go to the general
That's
fund.
really for providing or creating the recreational opportunities that is needed in the area and is also, in at least in part, demanded by the new population that's coming into that subdivision.
Don't we have that situation in Dorchester development? There's like a lot that was never developed, just kept as open
Yes,
space.
that's correct.
So who maintains that lot?
I think the town owns it, so we would be the maintainers of it.
This was the one that connected to the
We had,
Grange property.
The
yeah, but we-
possible walkways?
we
No,
forced,
no,
remember
that-
we
that's second
talked about
Dorchester.
connections between
between
some of the
Dorchester, right.
properties that were over there.
Right.
And so,
And there's also maintenance associated with
Yeah.
active recreation as well, so.
I mean, I'm
any way you-
finding open
Any way
space-
you're slicing it, you have maintenance of everything that you have. comes along with it.
No, I was just gonna say, I've seen open spaces that are used as like dumping grounds. I've pulled tires out of open space,
Yeah, I know.
you
Well,
know?
that's an enforcement issue.
It is, but I'm saying everything's like,
Well, this is 8 acres.
right, but what I'm saying is if there's a real need for something that can be put there that is, nothing's maintenance free, but has less costs to the town and can be used and reused and leased out or whatever it is, there should be a conversation possibly with the board, and if not, it would go to the rec fees, like they were talking about, would be to put in something, but it depends on what you want to see in that area.
Well, it's for, you have to remember also that it's for parkland.
I'm aware of that because it's the way it's lotted is that was lotted as what, like a basketball court and a tennis court amongst it. Now he wants to give it back, play the fees on all of them, and then build. But also, like, I think it's a risk for the developer as well. Like, I'm not here to spend someone else's money, but a developer could go into those lots and you can't build what you want to build. I don't know what they're going to find or what's there. I don't know. Because there is a potential trailway to Cortland. Like, I don't know if there's an easement with that, so you can't really build a house so many feet to that walk. I'm just saying, I have not explored what can be built there either.
I think we need a lot more information before we make a decision.
What would you want to see?
I'd want to see the ramifications of what we want to put for
I want to
the,
see a deed where,
Yeah.
this is the same developer, I believe, who was here, a
Yes.
few weeks ago,
Yep.
who said his signature was forged on the deed. I mean, what's going on
Right.
here?
You know,
Was he there or was he not there?
that's a separate question.
Well, that's, when someone says that.
it's an
in a
underlying
public
question.
meeting, I have a question about it.
I personally don't think the title was properly conveyed to the town, but that's
It
my
may very
opinion.
well not have been, and I would think that's a quid pro quo for us doing anything with it.
Well, I think sometimes we have to
I need a
figure out
memo
what we
from the
do
town
have
attorney.
and move from there. I think we have a signed deed, whether it's been taken on or not. It's filed. It is.
We had a developer stand here and say his signature
I'm
was.
aware. Maybe if you ask him his name, he might not know his name that day either. I mean, I can't say that everyone is under undue stress, but this was years ago that he
Can
did
we
it.
get
We have a
a,
site plan. He's living on there.
What?
Basically, what he said was, as I read the paperwork, that he would sign another deed if we wanted it, and if we don't want it, he was proposing various alternatives.
Which is why, in my mind, that's a secondary issue, okay?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, we're not even.
The
saying
real
that at
issue
all.
is what we're talking about, and because one way or the other, we can make that happen. Either, whatever we decide at some point.
So why don't we get a takeoff, an estimate of what it would cost, what was proposed?
Yeah, because for me personally, if he puts the soccer field there, right? See it over here? If you're going to do this, and now we're sitting there, and it's this lot, and I have some underlying feelings around it, so I'm going to leave it there, okay? Put in the turf, make it so that it doesn't cost the town money, do it right, and increase the value of your property next to you, and then we're not costing money moving forward. There's always going to be maintenance costs, but it's not going to be, but a regular grass field there doesn't mean that it's going to be protected. It could be a place of hanging out. Like, I don't know what the on and offs are. I'm just saying, I mean, I would want to see something with a little bit more meat on its bones if we're going to develop it.
So can we get an idea of what the cost of developing that would be?
Yes, we can try to do that, yeah.
All right, that'll be, I guess, a
I
starting
think
point.
that's,
I'd also like to know if, and I understand the offset with the cost and all, but I have heard absolutely no one on the rec commissions say that they didn't need field, whether or not they could maintain
They
them.
did, in memo.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'd rather ask.
Different.
It's in the memo,
but
no?
I have heard no one say we don't need additional fields, and there have been articles in the local papers over the past few weeks even talking about the need for fields. It's all the spring signups
I agree.
and all that stuff for soccer, lacrosse,
So
and
let's-
I
everything
think then we should get the Parks and Rec or whoever's in charge to give us a synopsis of what they want or don't want.
I mean,
Well, that's today.
All the memos,
You're correct. We have to look ahead.
the memo basically says they don't want the uses that were originally proposed for
Correct.
this
They
site.
want
They
the
didn't
fields.
necessarily say they didn't want the space.
right. They're saying, but what I'm just saying is, I'd rather ask for a turf indoor field that could be used for multiple sports.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I'm not saying my dad's buying me the Rolls Royce. He might just buy me the Audi, or the Camry, or maybe even a bicycle. But at some point, I'm going to ask, right? And let's see, because in that area, with all those other homes, something more sustainable will be used for multiple places in the community. If it's just a grass field, I can't say that it's going to be not used by the children. It'll have more of a purpose, and it'll be
I
less
understand.
maintenance and
Yeah,
cost.
sure, you want, but I agree with you. We should leave the door open for something.
Absolutely.
And not turn it back over to him and get the money. Is that?
I agree. No, I agree with that. Totally.
Agreed.
All right, so we'll get some numbers.
Get some numbers.
I know a dome guy.
Okay.
Yeah, there aren't many,
He's
fields in
getting
that
Greenberg.
area.
You really, why don't you do the title search
Probably
and
doesn't do
certify that?
I would have so much fun with that. You know,
I
I'm an
know you
expert in
would.
fraud.
I already read some.
Oh, you'll have to see. I had to go and pull real Acris documents. I forgot that Westchester isn't filed on usually I can call a title company, and here I have to be I'm filing it under the microfiche. I'm like, this is insane.
Well, that's what's so hard.
I forgot about that.
It's easier when title companies had stuff going back 100 years.
Yes.
You know.
She's, as our legal, she's like, yeah, it's so much easier. I could put in your lot and block and get everything, even if your grandmother
Yeah,
was
and
mad at
sometimes
you.
You don't know what they missed. Yonkers building
Oh, well,
departments are all out getting microfiche. Who knows?
So,
This is just a stall tactic to keep John here longer. Right?
oh, really?
John must finish out all projects. It's part of his retirement plan. All projects must be finished.
That wasn't my plan.
That's a good one.
Might be a good one to put in.
Should be.
Can we write it in?
Let's do a resolution right now. Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay.
All right, do we have motion to close the meeting?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night, Yorktown.
Good night, good night.